What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Unless this happens to be your very first time here, then come on in, take a seat. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Abigail. I do musical reactions here on YouTube on The First Take, completely blind, and I'm so happy to say that we are reacting to a Buy Me a Coffee request. This one is brought to us by Country 1883. Hello. Thank you so very, very much for another request, because what he requested is Matthew West, and the song is called Grace Wins. I have never heard of Matthew West. This is a new artist alert on this channel, but a little bit of information in the description here says that it was uploaded 10 years ago, 9.3 million views. Let's go ahead and open up the description, see if there's any more information, just where to follow Matthew, his socials, and that's about it. Okay. All right, that's it. Okay. Well, here's how we'll do it, guys. We will go ahead and watch this video once together. I'll pause twice to give you my thoughts and commentary on the lyrics, which I have pulled up here. And we will go from there, all right? I've never heard of this artist or this song, so I'm happy. I'm automatically happy that that is the purpose of my channel, is to broaden my musical horizon. So any opportunity I get to listen to a new artist is a good time for me, all right? So I have my handy dandy notebook here. Mic check looks good, sound check is good, and the quality of the video, what do we have? 1080p, I'll take it. All right, guys, so without further ado, we will go ahead and just dive right in, and I'll try my best to interpret as we go without over pausing. I'll only pause twice, okay? Here we go, guys. Once again, the song is Grace Wins by Matthew West. Here we go. See if I can follow along here.
In my weakest
Hello,
moment,
bass.
I see you.
Love the guitar.
Shaking your head in disgrace. I can read the disappointment written all over your face. Here come those whispers in my ear, saying, who do you think you are? Looks like you're on your own from here, 'cause grace could never reach that far. But in the shadow of that shame, beat down by all the blame, I hear you call my name, saying it's not over, and my heart starts to beat so loud now, drowning out the doubt. I'm down, but I'm not out. There's a war between
Sounds like the chorus.
guilt and grace, and they're fighting for a sacred space, but I'm living through. Grace wins every time. Yeah. No more lying down in death's defeat. Now I'm rising up in victory, singing hallelujah.
I didn't know this was Christian.
Every time. Words can't describe the
Very weird, but da-da-da-da-da-da-da, for whatever reason, out of everything that I just heard, sounded familiar to me. I don't know why. Just that little part, just da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, it had a Christian vibe to it in the beginning. I wasn't sure until I heard the chorus. Now for sure, I'm sure. Let me look at the lyrics though. And that was, this is gonna be my first pause of two, okay? And I'm just gonna pick out a couple lyrics. I'm not gonna do every single line, that's too much. But to get a gist of verse one, in my weakest moments, you know, I can read the disappointment, okay? Here come those whispers. Grace could never reach that far. Okay, he sounds like he's in a low place. He's feeling like maybe he messed up. And at first, I wasn't sure who was disappointed in him. In this case, now that I've pieced it together, it's probably God. You know, God feeling disappointed in him, and then the whispers start to kick in. That inner voice of shame. Let's put it that way. Telling him he's too far gone. That's not a good feeling to have. Like he doesn't deserve forgiveness, and he's on his own. That's it. So the emotion I get from verse one, shame, fear, Definitely some self-condemnation there as well. Verse 1 is heavy, all right? And then we get into what I think is the pre-chorus or like the build, but in the shadow of that shame, I hear you call my name, saying it's not over, and my heart starts to beat so loud. I'm down, but I'm not out. Okay, so a little bit of a turning point, right? Even though he's buried in this guilt, he feels God is reaching for him instead of rejecting him or pushing him away. It's not over, you know. It means you're not done. You're not disqualified by any means. You're also not abandoned. So his hope starts to come back. Oh no! Good. Sorry, I had something else going on the other monitor here. What? Oh, his hope. He's starting to get his hope back. And the doubt starts to get more quiet. Then the chorus kicks in. There's a war between between guilt and grace, but I'm living proof that grace wins every time. What a message. I do feel like that's the main message, by the way. Inside a person, there's guilt that says you're finished, you're done. And yet there's always grace that says you're forgiven, you can get back up. What a message. And he's saying that his own life proves that grace wins, like he's the living example. So it's not just a church phrase, you know, it's actually his real life experience. So, okay. Well, let's dive into verse 2 here. And I'll go back 5 seconds just to make sure we don't miss anything. And let's keep going.
Words can't describe the way it feels when mercy floods a thirsty soul. The broken side begins to heal, and grace returns what guilty stole. And in the shadow of that shame, down by
This kind of sounds familiar.
hear you call my name, saying it's not over, and my heart
Like the
starts to
Brats.
beat so loud now, drowning out the doubt. I'm down, but I'm not out. There's a war between guilt and grace, and they're fighting for a sacred space. But I'm living proof grace wins every time. Yeah,
Yeah, I love the Brats.
no more lying down in death's defeat. Now I'm rising up in victory, singing hallelujah. Grace wins every time. For the prodigal son, grace
the bridge.
wins. For the woman at the well, grace wins. For the blind man and the beggar,
For everybody.
grace wins. For always and forever, grace wins. For the lost out on the street, grace wins.
Okay, I got the gist of the bridge here. Let me stop it right here. This will be my last and final pause because we just went through verse 2, and I want to interpret that while I have it fresh in my brain. It says here, words can't describe, verse 2, when mercy floods a thirsty soul. A broken side begins to heal. Grace returns what guilt has stole. So he explains what grace feels like water to someone who's dying of thirst. Mercy hits you when you've got nothing left, right? And it starts healing the parts of you that guilt might have messed up. You know, whether that's confidence, peace, joy, hope. It depends on the person, really. But grace returns what guilt has stole. So I think what that means is that guilt quite literally robs you of your identity, of your future, of whatever. But grace always gives it back. And then we get back into the pre-chorus. I hear you call my name, which sounds familiar. I might have heard this song before. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just that overall genre that I haven't heard in so long. But I hear you call my name. It's not over. I'm down, but I'm not out. We remember this turning point again because that's the moment that breaks that cycle of shame, so to speak. Even when you feel crushed, God is still calling you forward. And then the chorus again, there's a war between guilt and grace, another repeated chorus that we already talked about earlier. Guilt fights hard, but in the end, it doesn't get the final word. And the bridge I found interesting. I got the gist. For the prodigal son, grace wins. For the thief on the cross, grace wins. For the worst part of you and me, grace wins. So again, just more listing examples from the Bible and life, really, to prove that grace isn't just for good people. It's for the runaway kid who ruined everything. It's for the outcasted woman that messed up her past. It's for the hurting. It's for the desperate. It's for the criminal, for the thief. It's even the ugliest parts of everybody. The point is nobody's too far gone. And I think that's what the bridge was trying to say. So that was my last pause here. Let me go back 5 seconds just to make sure we don't miss anything. We will play it out until the end. I think I got the gist of the lyrics here. So now I'm going to focus a little bit more on the visuals because I have been glued to the lyrics just to make sure I got the message and interpretation. Now I want to watch the rest of this video here. Let's go ahead and play it out until the end.
For the worst part of you and me, grace wins. For the thief on the cross, for a world that is lost. There's a war between guilt and grace, and they're fighting for a sacred space. But I'm living proof, grace wins every time.
Remove the cards. Okay, what a message, huh? What a message. I do feel like the song sounds familiar, man. I don't know. Regardless, I loved the message of the song. Once I actually got to focusing a little bit more on the actual visual instead of being looked at being glued to the lyrics, I did notice a lot more smiles towards the end there. The beginning was a bit dark and solemn and cold, and I liked to see some smiles at the end. When it comes to the instrumentation, which by the way is my favorite part of reactions, I loved the guitar in the beginning, and I really, really liked the brass in the chorus. I don't know why. I don't know. There's just something about the brass instruments that I really, really enjoyed. Otherwise, I might have heard this before. Maybe I just didn't recognize his name. So thank you to Country 1883 for reminding me of this artist. And I hope I interpreted it somewhat correctly. I know everybody has a different interpretation, and I'd love to talk about it. So feel free to drop your interpretation, your understanding of the song in the comments below. I quite literally check my comments every night before bed if you'd like to have a conversation. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. So thank you very, very much to Country for the request. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon link as well as the Discord link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye.